Hey, in this video we'll cover how you can automate your commission tracking. We'll be using Pipedrive CRM and make.com to store the data into a Google Sheet to make it flexible. We'll be using webhooks, and the reason why we are doing that is because you can then adjust the flow to any CRM that you have. Some CRMs like HubSpot can provide commission tracking directly in the application, but if you have a simpler solution or you're not paying for the bigger package of HubSpot, you can use something like this. So the first step is to define the webhook, and the webhook will enable us to send the information from the CRM to our automation. It's quite simple. We just add a new webhook and copy the address to the clipboard. The URL will let the CRM know where it should send the data. If we go to the CRM and then to automations, we go to webhooks, and I already have this webhook, but if you want to create it, you click on this button, webhook, and then you select the V2 version because the V1 is soon to be deprecated, as you can see here. We go on next, and now we have to specify the event and the object. The event means when do we want to send the data, and we have three options: when something is created, when something is deleted, or when something is changed. Because we are monitoring the change of status of a deal, we will select when something is changed. And since we work with deals, the object will be deal. Webhook name, we can put here whatever we want. And here we copy the URL that we saw previously. Since I already have this webhook, I won't be saving it, but you can see that's the same structure in here. Since this is not live, we are going to click it run once and wait for new data. We are going to go back to our deals, and we are going to change the position of this deal, so the Starbucks deal, but we won't yet set this as closed. And now when we get here, we can see in the top right corner that we did get the data, but it didn't pass to the other steps. And that's because we've set the filter here, and we're looking if the deal is closed. And if it's not closed, like, we don't want to put it into commission tracking. The next step, when we pass this filter, and we'll do that in our next try, we go to Pipedrive, and we want to get all the data about the task, about the deal, because when we use webhooks, we don't get everything. So we don't get the organization name, the email of the sales rep, and so on, name of the sales rep. So we are going to use the ID, and that identifies the deal that we are working with, and use this module get the deal from Pipedrive CRM. And with this, we will pull all the data that's necessary. If you're using some other CRM, you would adjust the step if it's needed. And then when we go to the Google Sheets connection, so this is the part that will add to the row. First, we need to select the connection that has all the authorized things, like, so we can add rows, modify, and so on. We can, for search method, enter manually and copy the spreadsheet ID. When we go to the spreadsheet, ID is this part. So you have spreadsheets, you have the /d/, and then this big chunk is the ID. You just copy it and paste it here, and you enter the sheet name which you want to work with. It's down here. Then next, you select the column range. So this will just enable what mapping you're going to use. So you want to load the columns from A to Z, and then we specify everything. So the deal ID, the organization name, one time, person name, and the value. So for instance, if we want to add something else like an email, we could extract that from here and add it. I won't be adding anything new, but it's, as you see, quite easy to map new data. Now we are going to run it one more time, but we are going to close the deal. And since this automation is not active, you need to run it so you can check if it's working. But once it's active, it will work automatically. We go back to the Pipedrive CRM, we select the task, and we close it. We can now see that it's one. And if we go back to make, we can see that all of these performed one action. So the bubble at the top right corner tells us how many operations have been performed. And we got more data, it passed the filter, and it was saved to the Google Sheet. So now let's go to the Google Sheet and check if that's really the case. And if we go here, we can see the Starbucks deal, and the deal value is 5,000. So we can add more fields here, like I mentioned, email, currency, like whatever you want. And this will keep on stacking. And I've created a separate column to calculate the commissions, but you could keep it in the same space if you want. Here we can now see that it's tracking the total deal size, the sales rep name, and what is the commission. Commission as a simple formula, it takes 10% of the total deal size. You can keep it as complex as you need to, like maybe a certain percent to until a range is met, and then some kind of bonuses and so on. So you can adjust that as you want. We could also pick only deals from a certain month. So you can either have one tab for each of the months, so you can keep the track throughout the year, or have a separate cell here that specifies the month. And we can see here that if this is a different number, this is also automatically adjusted. If we have more sales rep names, like let's say Nick, and let's give him 4,000 deal size, it will be also added automatically, because with this formula we are looking at unique names from this sheet, and the commission is tracked in the same fashion. So how would this work? You would be adding all of the closed deals, and you would hopefully have a big scroll, and then you have a commission tracking tab. If you want, you can have, like this is for the whole year, you can make it per month. This will track all the deals live, so this can also be posted on Slack and or whatever you want, like to celebrate that something was closed. Or you could have a similar automation that will run once per month, and then calculate everything, copy it into a spreadsheet, and be done with it. So it would look something like this, where you would look for all of the deals in a stage, and then you filter for all of the one deals. And you could then filter them for a month and then create a new spreadsheet. So that depends on the workflow that you have and that you want to run. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and we can cover that in the next video. Bye.